When you think of classic cloud rap projects, some that probably come to mind are Live Love ASAP by Rocky, maybe you think of Young Lean's early work like Unknown Death 2002, or Six Kiss by the bass god himself. But what if I tell you that our favorite Swedish zest boy Bladee has the best cloud rap project of all time? You don't believe me? Watch this video to the end and maybe, just maybe, I can change your mind. Gluee is a 2014 mixtape by Bladee and was his first project. The runtime of the mixtape is 28 minutes and it only has 9 songs. The production on the mixtape was mainly handled by Young Sherman and White Armor, so you already know that the beats are heavenly. Now that we have the basics out the way, let's start with the first track. The first song is called The Lead Intro, and I'm gonna say this now, this is my favorite Bladee song ever. It's genuinely so beautiful. The song starts with a sample that still hasn't been found and some very quiet synths. Blade's angelic vocals come in and he starts singing about how he feels like an outcast. He has so much money he can relate to no one, and if you disrespect him or his crew, you will suffer the consequences. As the song progresses, the drums and some hi-hats come in, and Bladee starts singing about some random ass things that I can't even decipher, and he also mentions that he sold his soul to the devil. When Blade's verse ends, we get a verse from another member of Drain Gang, and that's the one and only Tyboy Digital. His verse on the song is actually amazing. In his verse, he's basically saying that he's faded, that he drives cars with no ceilings, and he also shouts out Sad Boys, which is Young Lean's group. The song ends with the sample fading away and we go to the next track. The second track is called Safe House, which the name refers to Bladee only feeling safe when he's alone in his safe house. The beat on this song is much more bouncy and electronic, I guess, with its video game type synths, but it still has that psychedelic cloud rap feel to it. In the verses, Bladee talks about his favorite luxury clothing brands, and he also hints at another mixtape called Rain World that never came out. But hey, he mentions Sweden, so it's all good. The third track, called eBay, features pretty much all of Drain Gang. We have Bladee, Tyboy and Echo on vocals and White Armor on the production. The beat on this song is kinda similar to the beat on Safe House, but this time it's leaning even more in the kinda experimental electronic video game sound. The song starts with Blade's verse in which he reflects on how his life has changed and how he knows that because of that change he no longer can have a relationship with his significant other, because he knows that they hate him now. The second verse is given to Tyboy and the verse is really short, but he makes the most of it. He basically raps about how much he loves his car and his friends. How cute. The chorus of the song is done by Bladee in a very slurry way. The point of the chorus is to describe how repetitive Blade's life is. He orders stuff off of eBay and with those things he impresses the women that he talks to. And when he comes home, he places bids on new items to then later impress women with. It's a vicious cycle. Then finally we get to Echo's verse. He completely steals the show with his flow and delivery. Echo raps about how faded he is, but he raps about it in a surprisingly positive way, which if you heard his album E, this sounds kinda strange. And at the end of his verse he makes a reference to his unreleased song Play 'Em Like Atari. The song ends with the chorus being repeated again, and with that we go to track 4. Shadowface is probably the saddest song on the project. In this song we can hear Bladee sing about his past relationship, and how he's trying to move away from it by buying materialistic things. But even he knows that this method isn't helping. Bladee also makes a few religious references on this song, which would later in his career become a staple in his music. The beat on this song is really interesting. It feels really somber and kinda large. I would describe it as if you're standing on top of a large mountain and it's really snowy and windy, and you're also crying. Just me? Okay. In the second verse, we get a guest appearance from Bones, and his contribution to the song is honestly amazing. At the beginning of his verse, he has a real braggadocious energy to him. Just like Bladee, he's also rapping about his ex, but in a more fuck you way. He's saying how he's smoking dope, how he can fuck anyone's girl, and how he doesn't need his ex back. But as we transition into the second part of his verse, the drums and the hi-hats are completely gone, and the only instrument left is the piano. This beat change represents Bones' realization that he needs his ex back, and that he's being putting on a neck pretending that he doesn't need his ex, but in reality, he's depressed and alone. Spellbound continues the themes of Bladee spending money on materialistic things that in the moment may make him happy but in the long run won't. The beat on this song is a really good mix between trap and cloud rap. It kinda reminds me of some songs from A$AP Rocky's album Long Live A$AP. And also on this song, Bladee repeats the line "all my music gonna sell out" a couple of times, but like, come on, is it really? Everlasting Flames is another track that features Tyboy Digital. Damn, when you think about it, with all these amazing tracks on this project that they got together, they really should do a whole collab album. No, we don't talk about that. Gonna be honest, I really don't know what this song is about. Just look at the chorus of the song. Here, Bladee is saying how he's putting someone in a grave, and in the next line, he's afraid cause he's so high he can't feel anything. Like, you see what I mean? Tyboy also doesn't really stick to some sort of a theme in his verse, but to be honest, I don't really mind it, because this song is just such a banger that lyrically, I don't really need a cohesive theme. Lyrically, this may be the most random song on the project, but it's Bladee, so don't expect nothing crazy, and it's a banger, so in my eyes, it's another great addition to the mixtape. Freeze is by most people considered to be the worst song on this project, though I don't agree. I can see why. The first minute of the song is really slow and nothing is really happening. It almost in a strange way feels like ambient music. I genuinely could see this on like an Aphex Twin album. Lyrically, this is probably the most underrated song in Blade's whole discography. We can learn pretty much everything just by looking at the intro of the song. Bladee sings about seeing reflections of his ex on the sea. He knows that the pain will never really go away, so he just walks on water and freezes it to temporarily get his mind off of the breakup. This may seem random, but he also mentions that he came from the above. And who also came from the above? Jesus, and he walked on water, so it all makes sense at the end. Upgrade Enabled is another song that lyrically is just all over the place. On this song, Bladee once again mentions the safe house metaphor, but this time he says that his safe house is in Asia, so now we know that. And he also predicts the whole opium aesthetic that every underground rapper is trying to replicate. This song is just a vibe, to be honest. The beat is really chill and is the most cloud rap sounding so far, maybe. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about this song. Curtis Heron did a great job on the production. Bladee also did his thing, and yeah, we move on to the final track. Unreal is the final song on the project, and the production on this song is unreal. So stupid. The beat is really video game sounding and kinda upbeat, which totally contrasts Blade's vocal delivery on the song. He sounds so tired and is slurring some words, which I think is done on purpose. At the beginning of the song, Blade's rapping way off beat, but that is done on purpose to show how defeated and tired he is from all the drugs he's doing. This song is basically about Bladee having the best drugs on the market, and they're so good he calls them, well, unreal. It's crazy to me what Bladee managed to do with his first project. The genre fusion on this mixtape is way ahead of its time. Bladee mixes cloud rap with trap, electronic, and we can even see some early versions of some modern sounds like hyperpop. I feel like this is an underrated modern classic, and everything on this mixtape is pretty much perfect to me, and for all of those reasons, I personally gave Gluee a perfect 10. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. I know I did some fucking 4chan, Fentanyl core, overanalyzing, but I really like this project, and as far as I know, no one really did a deep dive on it, so I decided to try it myself. So yeah, subscribe, like the video, and until next time, bye.